situation than when he was in that place. And looking from a distance, you will ask yourself, what went wrong with this man? Hallelujah. And not that it had anything to do with him scaring me. I don't pose no wrong or hold no grounds for him. Because many years after, this very said person that you were scaring and terrifying, you come and you asking them for money, and I have to help him now. Give him clothes when he comes out of jail. I was there doing these good things to him, encouraging him to serve the Lord. Wow, life really is something else. But the point I am getting at is that, what if Miss Jackson did not go and play wappy that night in the club? What if he stayed and served the Lord in spirit and in truth, and kept himself away from places that are not right for a believer to be in, or do things that was not right? Because the Lord gives you a certain level of protection, but when you go into a boundary or beyond a scope that he hasn't covered you or give you authority to go, you're on your own. So whatever situation or circumstance you see, you have to understand that we as believers, the devil stalks us. He has his agents strategically placed to keep us in a vigil to know our every movement. The devil is not omnipresent, but he has a network of demonic forces that go and report back. They have no cell phone, they have no Instagram, but they report back on us, our movements. They report on our prayer life. They report on our reading of God's word. They report where we go and what we see and what we do, right back to the source of evil. So when we go to places and we do stuff, it reports back to not only God, because God is here, there, and everywhere. He knows and sees everything. But it reports to the evil forces, and they plot and they plan your demise. So Miss Jackson came to this situation where he, for whatever circumstance or whatever trial he was going through, he thought it the right thing to go and play wappy in the club and gamble. And 25 plus years later, Miss Jackson, right back full circle, working security. You know, he's not even working security with a baton now, because he will no longer be allowed to have a fire. He was working in a government institution as a security officer. Now he's working by these little chicken and chip security forces, working in a gas station. Finally, he has gotten himself clean of drugs. But I use that example to go to my text this morning. And I would like to make my first point bearing the burden of the cross. You always hear me make this statement, this gospel thing not pretty. Hallelujah. And Jesus identified in verse 24, if anyone will come after me, he must deny himself. That's first, denying yourself, your desires, your feelings, your will, your emotion, your way. He must first deny himself. And secondly, he must take up the cross and follow me. What Jesus meant here is not that you build a wooden cross and you walk through Charlotte Street and Frederick Street, call it, I'm bearing the cross. I'm serving Jesus. No, not that. What he was showing us is what the cross represents. The cross represents suffering. The cross represents ridicule. The cross represents being alone, being punished for something that you did not do in order to help others. Glory be to God. So, sometimes you're accused of stuff that you did not do, but you bear it in order to help others. Glory be to God. Sometimes people, they cheat you, they rob you, they do you wickedness. And you don't retaliate because you are bearing the cross. And you are representing the God of all creation. That is what it means to bearing the cross. Self-sacrifice. See, Jesus did nothing wrong in it. But he endured the cross for you and I. That he could cleanse us. That he, by his shedding of his blood, he could make us clean. Because he needed no cleansing. He was perfect. He was pure. But he bore the cross for us. So we must bear the cross for others. Hallelujah. Because sometimes you go and you share the word of God to people and they ridicule you. They mock you. That is bearing the cross. Or a Christian, or is a certain hypocrite. Yes? Or the pastors, or they only want people money. Or they are a bunch of wicked men, or they rob old people of their pension. That is bearing the cross. Hallelujah. Because you take these insults, but your heart remains pure to them. Because you know they are in their ignorance. You know they are talking because of lack of knowledge. Hallelujah. Verse 25 says, for whoever wants to save his life will lose it. But whoever loses his life for me, he will find it. Glory be to God. You see, when you want to hold on to your own will, to your own way, me, as my own man, nobody telling me what to do. I do what I want. As a big man, me I not go to church and thing. Yeah, that is your will. But it's not my will. But God's will be done. Hallelujah. So, when you come to Jesus, you must deny yourself. Secondly, there's no shortcut. You must follow Jesus by taking up your cross. You must lose your life. You must surrender. You know what's the surrender? I give up. When I go back and try to rob Trinidad and Tobago, you realize no way out. Surrender. Give up his arms. Instead of follow the state now. That's what he's saying when we do to Jesus. He said, Lord, put on all arms. Whatever you want, I will do what you want. No longer my will, but your will be done. I give up my own ambition. I want to be a rock star. I want to be a rasta. Sell weed. Lord, I give up that. I will serve you. Yes? So, bearing the cross of self-denial. Secondly, bearing the burden. Verse 21, Jesus identified the greatness of self-denial to his disciples as he illustrated to them the burden of the cross. Let me take a little read of it for you. See, the disciples well, living with Jesus for 3 years plus. They enjoyed the fellowship with the Master. They saw the miracles. But then Jesus told them, listen guys, I'll be leaving you all. I have to go away. See, if I don't go, the Comforter won't come. If I don't take this journey, you all will not be cleansed from sin. You'll remain in your sin and you'll die and go to eternity without me. So I must give you this sacrifice. Verse 21 says, from that time Jesus began to show his disciples that he must go to Jerusalem, suffer many things from the elders and the chief priests and the scribes, and be killed, and be raised again the third day. Now you have to understand, these guys didn't understand what foolishness Jesus is talking. You are the Messiah, you are to come and restore Israel to its rightful place. How could you come and what you're going to suffer for? Why are you going to die? There's no need to die. Just come, do your abracadabra and bring back Israel to its rightful place. What you telling me about suffering and foolishness? Peter now, just before Peter speaking prophetically, you are the Son of God. And Jesus said, well done Peter, flesh and blood haven't revealed this to you, but my Father. You are Peter, and I will build my church on this rock, and the gates of hell shall not prevail. Peter loved himself inside. So Jesus speaks about going and die and suffer. Peter pulls him aside and rebukes Jesus. Peter rebuking the Lord of glory. So what had happened there? See, Peter was functioning in lack of knowledge. He was functioning in emotion, not understanding the depth of what the sacrifice for Jesus means. That thousands of years later we are tapping into that, applying the same blood to our lives and being cleansed from sin. So Peter doesn't understand what he's telling Jesus. This shall not